out. Catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save on Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save on Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
The Ford It's a Big Deal event is on until June 1st. Get a big deal on a 2026 F-150 STX with Black Appearance Package. Visit your Alberta Ford store today.
Ride for Dad is back. Join Sports 1440 as we help raise funds and awareness for the fight against prostate cancer. The ride starts Saturday, June 13th at Blackjack's Roadhouse. Register online at ridefordad.ca and find more info at sports1440.com.
You haven't set your lineup yet, right? It's Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11 o'clock. Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on Fantasy Frenzy. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Of course, you can always reach us via text 1-833-401-1440 or email us, Connor, Brandon, Josh at sports1440.ca. Those are 3 separate emails, by the way. You can figure it out. Lots to discuss here on the program, of course. The Vegas Golden Knights coming out of the pillow fight division on the brink of heading back to the Stanley Cup final after last night's pretty outstanding performance. I mean, you take away that first period, and all of a sudden the Vegas Golden Knights looking pretty good. They score 5 straight. They win 5-3. Cale Makar's return spoiled. Nathan McKinnon status, we'll have to see. Mark Stone returned to the lineup in that one as well and got the first goal early on in the second period to make this a thing. It's been an interesting playoff. And when the Vegas Golden Knights made that decision to fire Bruce Cassidy with, a couple weeks left in the regular season, a lot of people were skeptical, myself included. I thought, yeah, this could work out great, but we might be laughing at them after a series or two. They're laughing now, and the Vegas Golden Knights, they're close. Tonight you've got the Montreal Canadiens taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Nikolai Ehlers over the weekend was the hero for the Canes, scoring 2 goals, including the overtime winner. Setting up for a fun one at the Bell Center this evening. All I know, dude, because I'm going to get goosebumps in the pregame ceremony. How are you doing today?
Connor, I'm doing well. It's great to be here. Hope you had a great weekend. Saw you briefly Saturday morning. You popped in.
Yeah.
Thought you were missing the Triple S, but no, you were just needing to kill some time with the wee baby Benny before meeting up with your better half for a little spin down the mall.
Yeah. She does brunch like quarterly with her friends. So me and Benny were like, well, we might as well just come for a walk in the meantime. So yeah, I had to come to the studio.
Does she do brunch at the mall?
Yeah, it goes down Bourbon Street.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't know like what the best brunch spot is. I don't think I'm a good bruncher. Like you take me anywhere that has pancakes and bacon and I'm going to be pretty much set.
Yeah.
Some people have higher standard, but I don't know.
I'm with you. And so the pancakes and stuff, I do think it's kind of hard to mess those up if you're a legitimate restaurant. Even if you're not, you can obviously overcook them, undercook them, sure. But in general, kind of tough to screw up. To me, the best spot for brunch or even just breakfast in general, where can I get the best Eggs Benedict?
That's your go-to?
I'm an absolute fiend for Eggs Benedict. I have to have it if it's on the menu. And especially if I've been before and I know it's good. Like I might get something else and just get like upgrade my side or like the eggs, 2 eggs Benedict with the rest of my meal, because the hollandaise sauce, I know it's so bad for me, but I could just like drink it out of a bottle. Oh, it's so good.
So here's a confession. I've never had eggs Benedict.
Oh, you're missing out, Cons.
Because I get sucked into that like big boy breakfast, whatever it's called, like 2 eggs.
The
two
lumberjack
eggs.
slam.
Yeah. Every time, like, I can't beat that one.
So yeah, just do that, but then be like, hey, can you just upgrade or like substitute eggs Benedict in for the regular fried eggs or whatever?
Throw it on the side. Okay, so if you were getting you have to pick like between the main pancakes, French toast, waffles. What do you get?
Probably just pancakes.
Sausage, bacon, and then eggs. What style?
No, normally it would be like just a fried egg over easy. But yeah, I'm not scared to go overboard and get eggs Benedict instead.
Mm.
And then maybe some whole wheat or sourdough toast.
Yeah,
as a nice mix from time to time.
Sourdough's a bad name for it.
Now I'm jonesing for it. Now I'm jonesing for a good, because I don't eat a real bona fide breakfast like that very often at all anymore. Now I'm just wanting it.
Needing it.
Might have to go to Denny's.
Yeah, hey, that's a good spot for it. Like that's I'm IHOP, Denny's, anywhere. I'll just go feast. Playbook Vic texting in, congrats on the 5-3 Fantasy Frenzy baseball win.
Connor, don't look now, but Team Fantasy Frenzy might be on the uptick.
Really?
We've won, I think, 2 or 3 weeks in a row. We're now up to 17th overall in the league, which is still pretty bad when it's but it's out of 20, which is a lot for a fantasy baseball league. But we were in 19th. So we're moving.
2 spots?
We've moved up 2 spots.
That's better than falling 2 spots, so we'll take it.
Would have been impossible for us. Spots.
Physically, we could not have fallen
relegated.
Yeah, that might be the next step. Hey, and just on the topic of fantasy pools and all that sort of thing, we do have the Fantasy Frenzy hockey pool. Mr. Nate Sorensen kind of running away with this one.
I was right there.
Yeah.
It got away from me.
He's got loaded up on Montreal and Carolina. So either way, he's going to continue to put up points in the next round. He's opened game 7, tons of goals in this one. Now that's going to be the half the winning or the money that went into it. So what was 41 teams, $20 a person. So for it, actually, it's a little less because we take the
had
league
to pay for
fee.
the pool.
Yeah, we don't take that out of the charity side. We take it out of the league side. And also Corey at Expressions and Images threw in the jersey frame as well.
Such a good get.
We have an inside because Nate's mom works here. We have to find out which jersey he's going to go for. Is that her son?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I thought so. The younger one?
No.
Are we getting whooped by a high school kid?
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah. No, because didn't the younger one? He came here once for a bring your kid to work day.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the one. He shares the same name as someone that works here.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't want to out a minor unless we already did, in case if Nate is the younger one. But
either way, that family knows puck apparently. Text line is 1-833-401-1440. Also tonight in the association, you got the Knicks and the Cavs from Cleveland. Duke, I don't know if I like the Cavs odds in this one. Similar to the Colorado Avalanche, I'm leaning the other way. But I guess you got the Spurs and Thunder, maybe more similar to the Canes and the Canadians. The Spurs last night victorious, and it wasn't particularly close. They were up by 9 after the first quarter. They did not lose a quarter. They won every quarter. And Wemby had 33 points, just 8 rebounds. What did he do? And slacking a little bit. But setting up a pretty good series here. Realistically, and I don't know, Josh, if you want to weigh in on this one too, but I look at this series and just how good the Spurs are Thunder. These two teams, 62, 64 wins respectively. Do the Knicks have a chance in either of your guys' opinion? Josh, we can start with you.
Realistically, no. But if you had asked me last year if the Pacers had a chance, I would have said the exact same thing. No. I just think that there are defensive deficiencies with the New York Knicks that they would not be able to overcome against either of the teams in the West that come out of here. So if the Knicks win 2 games, if the series ended in 6, yep. But I would not expect the finals to go 7 with the Knicks having a fighting chance at winning.
Duke, what are you thinking?
Yeah, everything in me wants to say no. Like they'll get there and maybe scrape out a couple wins against, as Josh said, either the Spurs or Thunder. That's still very much in the air after the San Antonio bounced back so well. But man, there's just something about this team that they've kind of got a little bit of a dog in them, grittiness, and they're parsing their way through the Eastern Conference with such ease that we knew was the weaker side of this bracket, no doubt about it. But they're doing it in such a fashion that kind of tells me that maybe they're that much like they're the best team in the conference and might just be better than we give them credit for just because they've been playing against inferior opponents, right? Like it's like, oh, they're beating them, but that doesn't matter. They're not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Knicks are good. And they like, we talk so much about the Thunder depth and Josh brings up a good point about the defensive side of the ball where I think both San Antonio and the Thunder are definitely superior to what New York can offer, but they've got some bench depth that can help out on both sides of the ball when, one guy or a couple big names are having an off night or something. There are other people that can pick them up. So I'm not ready to write them off. But yeah, it's just, to me, it's really going to depend on how the rest of Spurs and Thunder shakes out, because if they remain banged up heading into the finals, whomever it is, yeah, I might give New York a fighting chance.
I do have a fun fact. The Knicks' last 10-game win streak was in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
They now have a 10-game win streak in the playoffs.
That's pretty impressive. You just lose your first,
they went down 2-1 to the Hawks, and they haven't lost since.
go for a bit of a run. Now, this year against San Antonio, they beat them by 9. Scratch that. 11. They lost by 2, and then they won by 25 back on March 1st. Now, I don't know the full rosters. Maybe there was some injuries. You look at their season against the Thunder. They lost by 3. They lost by 11. So they only played them twice. But they've been closer against the Spurs and actually beat them. And then, in San Antonio, only lost by 2. So it's setting up to be interesting. Because I had thought it could be close, but I have the West winning. But now that Josh brings up the Pacers, who did lose, but they kept it competitive. Are they going to be back next year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When Halley's back with after his Achilles injury.
Yeah.
He's so good at ball. And you could see it through times this year where the Pacers would just they'd turn it on against teams they hated. Like the Knicks. I think they beat the Knicks throughout the entire season. I think they went 3-0 against the Knicks this year. They showed up. They went to double overtime with the Thunder in the first game of the season with no Tyrese Halliburton, and they lost. But they turned it on for good teams, and then just throwing Halliburton back into the mix.
And the lottery's happened already in the NBA.
Lottery has happened already.
Pacers pick goes to the Clippers.
Correct.
They were the second worst team, I believe, and ended up picking 5th.
And they traded that first round pick this year for Avicii Zubac.
For next year, maybe. Washington picking first overall, followed by Utah, Memphis, Chicago, and then those Clippers. Good for the Clippers. The Clippers actually traded their first round pick to Oklahoma City, so they move up in the potential spots. 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy here on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, Twitch, also on, of course, AM Dial, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Radio Player Canada, and our website, sports1440.ca. We do not know necessarily what the future holds for Nathan McKinnon. Obviously, blocks a shot, out of the game for a little bit, tries to come back, didn't return to the ice for the third period. It just feels like there's too much against the Colorado Avalanche right now. Like they finally get back Cale Makar. And depending on how you look at it, Makar, McKinnon, two of the best 5, 7, 10 players in the world, both battling injuries, maybe not getting the goaltending they would have liked to have. I do give some credit. Like the Vegas Golden Knights obviously deserve a lot of props for coming back in the game last night. I think Mark Stone obviously was a huge addition as well. You're down 3-0 after 20 minutes. Nice to have a guy like Stone in the lineup and then gets things going. But Duke, I don't know your thoughts on this one, but if I'm an Avs fan, thanks for the memories. I think this one's done.
Yeah, when we were touting it, whoever comes out of that first round matchup, Colorado, Dallas, they're going to cakewalk their way to the finals. And maybe they'll face a speed bump in Minnesota assuming they get through the first round, and on, and we talk about it ad nauseum. And it just, man, that's why they play the games, right? And you have to give Vegas so much credit. I get it for Colorado, much like we've talked about, Edmonton facing some pretty substantial injury problems in their first round matchup that they ultimately lost to Anaheim. Now Colorado's hitting that speed bump in their chase, and it's their two best players unable to play, barely able to play, kind of sporadically here in the case of Cale Makar returning and, moving fine, but it's an upper body injury. So we kind of expected him to be fine from a skating perspective. But if McKinnon can't go, or maybe it was just a stinger and with some ice and some little physio on it here for 24 hours, he's back to near 100%. It almost doesn't matter at this point, because could Colorado win a game or two? Yeah, I suppose so. But watching Vegas right now, this iteration of the team and the way they're playing, I can't envision them losing 4 games in a row, right? We know how uncommon that is in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I say that as we've seen Carolina sweep 2 series. We've seen several teams win 4 in a row. But it's almost different when you're talking at this level in a conference final against an opponent as worthy as Vegas has proven to be. Man, tough. I have to think if you're either Carolina or Montreal, you're just hoping that Colorado fights back a little bit to make a series of it, so that Vegas doesn't have that time to shore up their own nursed injuries and bumps and bruises for an extra handful of days. Because I'm kind of looking at, I originally predicted a Carolina win in 5 games. Losing game 1 kind of changed that pretty drastically, but I do still think it probably happens in 6. If you've got an extra team sitting there after winning in 4 straight, that's at least a few extra days that they have the benefit of utilizing for, like I said, getting guys back from bumps and bruises and whatnot.
It would be a good time frame, not what the Carolina Hurricanes had to wait for forever to get the winner of the Canadian series. What have you thought of the Carolina Hurricanes in round 3? Because we know the stories. Everyone says that round 3 is kind of where they cap out usually after the first game. We might have thought that Nikolai Ehlers, pretty good performance, couple goals to get them the winning game too. They needed that one. You don't want to go to Montreal down 2-9. But what have you thought of that series? Like, you're still thinking Carolina figures it out, gets it done in 6?
Yeah, the whole rest versus rust debate, I do think it only goes so far. And I maybe came in a little too heady on Carolina after not playing an NHL game for 12 days. They, apart from scoring the first goal so quickly, after that, the rest of the first period was a disaster. And that kind of extended into the third as well. But in the middle frame of even that game 1, they pushed back. They looked to be more familiar to the Hurricanes team that we've seen dominate through 8 games of these playoffs so far. And then in game 2, I kind of thought we saw that return in near full force, right? If it weren't for Dobish and he played really well, they held them to 12 shots against. So, yeah, it's not going to do anything particularly good for Frederik Andersen's numbers, who take a little bit of a hit for a second straight game. But once again, come up with some saves when he needed to, because we know Montreal's been opportunistic all playoffs long. That was more what I expected to see in this series. And I had as a topic this morning for the boys on In or Out, I get it. Montreal's going to be crazy tonight. The Bell Center, the pregame ceremony. As you said, Connor, it's going to give you chills. But guess what? That fires up the other team too. They can ride that momentum, even if they know the cheers aren't necessarily for them. And then especially if you can get on them early and put that hush over the crowd, man, that gets a team going pretty good too. So I actually think Carolina probably wins by a couple tonight, and it's in maybe a more convincing fashion than even their OT win. And that's in a game they held them to 12 shots against, for goodness sake. So yeah, I'm still pretty confident in the Canes' ability here.
All right. We'll take a break. When we come back, some text from Titan Garrett, a couple others we will get to. It's Fantasy Frenzy streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch. And of course on the AM dial and a bunch of other platforms. Brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
In Alberta, every family has a baseball game day tradition for the summer.
We always bring our gloves to the ballpark.
We always keep score.
We always bring Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Some things change, but the best home run snack never does.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Whether you're watching from your recliner or the stands, make it a part of your summer ball game tradition.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
With Play Alberta, backing the home team goes beyond the bets. That's because your picks have provincial impact. Play Alberta is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. By investing in the General Revenue Fund, every play, bet, and buy made on Play Alberta helps make a difference across the province. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
At Papa John's, get your everyday favorites for just $9.99 each when you order 2 or more items from the Papa Pairings menu. When you order more, you save more. Choose from medium one-topping pizzas, boneless wings, papadillas, breadsticks, cheese sticks, and desserts. It's easy to order all your favorites when they're just $9.99 each. So the next time your friends come over to eat your food, order off the Papa Pairings menu and save. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
A lot of you love hockey season. But when it comes to construction season, you're not as excited unless you work for GS Construction. It's true. As one season is winding down, ours is winding up with all sorts of great projects to make the city we live in better. And our team is hiring. GS Construction is scouting for pipe layers, topmen, and heavy equipment operators. So if you want to score a great job, visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. The Gene Simmons Band, performing your favorite classic hits. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Tickets on sale now at silenticecenter.com. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
Hi, I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. We've been tightening bolts and redefining our industry for 25 years. Yes, a quarter century, and we're just getting started. Check us out at cantork.com. Our tools age better than I do.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Summer is calling. Is your vehicle ready for the road trip? Get ready for the season at Nisku Ford with offers that turn up the heat. Right now, you choose how you save. Finance your new vehicle with rates as low as 0%. Or choose massive cash rebates as high as $12,500. Whether you're hauling the boat or packing up the family, we have the Ford you need for your summer adventures. Start your summer upgrade at niskuford.ca. Nisku Ford, above expectations.
Up for a ride that truly matters. Join the Princess Auto Ride for Dad Edmonton, where hundreds of motorcycles fire up and roll out together in one unforgettable moment. Enjoy a scenic routes, great food, amazing prizes, fundraising awards, and a whole community riding shoulder to shoulder. Collect pledges to support prostate cancer research and awareness in the fight against prostate cancer. Ride strong, ride proud to make a difference on Saturday, June 13th, starting at Blackjack's Roadhouse in Nisku. Register now at ridefordad.ca.
Get the inside scoop for your team on Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Welcome back to Fancy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Go check them out. Only available in Leduc. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you here. The Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Supposed to be a really nice day out there. So if you're out and about, enjoy it. A little cloudy on my commute in, and our studio's freezing. So whenever I walk into the mall, Duke, it's like 33 above outside. I just keep my hoodie. I know I'm going to come into the ice box here and freeze. It says 21, but I don't know if I'm buying that. Feels a little chilly. This segment will be for elksnation.ca, 2-weekly podcast with Eddie Steele, Declan Kruger, breaking down the green and gold. Of course, the most in-depth WE football coverage you're going to find, elksnation.ca. But more than just videos and podcasts, also articles. Go check it out. AlexNation.ca. The green and gold with a big win over BC on Saturday. I don't know how many of you guys tuned into CFL Plus. Great idea, by the way.
Did you get your sound working?
Yeah, that was user error.
Oh, come on. That's a tough look.
I was asking the boys because my volume wasn't working. Turns out I connected to my Bluetooth speaker in the basement like 3 hours earlier, and it just didn't disconnect.
Like you were watching it on your phone?
Yeah, watching my phone. Yeah, I got to kind of sneak in the TV time around the little guy. So
you just put blinders on him like a horse.
Oh, he'll just turn his neck though. That's the problem.
Well, then put one of those things that makes your neck stay straight.
neck blinder.
A neck blinder.
For the Edmonton Elks, if Casey missed it, they do win big. Taylor Powell taking the majority of the reps under center. He went 13 of 14 for 160 yards and a touchdown. The crazy thing, Duke, none of his passes hit the ground. His only incompletion was an interception. So
throws a catchable ball.
that's what people are saying. He also had Cole Schneider, a couple Eastern Michigan alum. And Max Crosby. He went 5 for 7 for 74 yards and a touchdown. Cody Fajardo, 2 of 6 for 26 yards, and Zach Zabrowski got in there. He went 3 of 3 for 83 yards, including a 58-yarder. So some nice things there. Carter Kettle, the former Golden Bear, 2 receptions, 65 yards. He caught that 58-yarder, had a touchdown as well, as did Austin Mack and Jalen Calhoun. The running backs, it was Rashawn Baker getting most of the carries. Isaiah Knight as well. Baker actually not too bad, averaging 5.9 yards per carry. Now, we know the running back position is all but set for the Edmonton Elks, but this is the time to make some plays. Obviously, get some reps on special teams maybe. Earn your place. Good to see there. On the other side of the football for the Edmonton Elks, you had Justin Pace. He got to the quarterback. No interceptions. That was the only sack they had. That's kind of something to watch out for maybe in the next game as well. Do they find ways to kind of dial up the pressure, get home? Because that was a tough look for this team last season. Just could not get to the quarterback. Pressured at times, but I mean, we were in, I don't even know which week it was. There was a point where the Riders had more sacks on the Elks in one half than they had in the entirety of the season. So gotta work on getting pressure, but still some room to go. You hold a team to 16 points in the CFL, you're going to win games, albeit preseason. Now, let's go into the inbox. 1-833-401-1440. Garrett says, don't blame injuries. The Oilers didn't get that excuse even from management. And Garrett, I get what you're saying, but we've said it here plenty of times. Like the Oilers had every center on their roster was injured. It's tough to win that way. So I don't think that the team will say it, nor should they. They'll say, next man up. We just got to find a way to win. But the outsiders, I've got no problem mentioning injury. I'm not blaming injury, but it's a fact. Like Cale Makar missed 2 games. He probably could miss more. Nathan McKinnon missed time. Those are indisputable.
There's a difference, to my opinion, Connor, of saying we lost because we were injured, right? And it's saying it in an absolute manner, as opposed to saying, yeah, we lost and we were injured. Like it, to me, those are different statements, and they have different implications of saying, like, yeah, the Oilers down the middle, they were as banged up as you could damn near be, because yeah, the guys still played with the exception of Adam Henrique. We know Dickinson could barely walk. McDavid, from a skating perspective, really not at his best, no doubt about it. So when you factor that in and say, okay, well, but there are still 8 other forwards, 6 other defensemen, goaltending, like all those things matter. So the injuries played a role in the Oilers losing. That is, I don't really think up for debate. Now with the Avalanche, if and more likely when they lose out here, they can look at it and say Cale Makar missing the first couple games, not being 100% moving forward, and whatever the status of Nate McKinnon's going to be, same thing. Like the Avalanche, we've been lauding them for how deep they are, and they add a guy like Brett Kulak, how it shores up their back end, and so deep down the middle, bringing in a guy like Nazem Kadri to complement what they already had, and Brock Nelson, and the depth on the fourth line, all these things. Okay, so you can't say you lost just because you didn't have those players at 100%, but you did lose, and those players weren't at 100%, right? Like, correlation doesn't always mean causation, but sometimes there is something to track there.
No, yeah, the 100%. I mean, and if that's all someone says, like, well, we lost because of injury, that played a role, but there's probably more to it. I don't think it can ever just be the standalone thing there. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Sports don't care. You win, you win. My Avs are cooked, boys. Credit to Vegas. They got their number. Makar and Nate Dogg wounded, and those pesky President's Trophy curse strikes again from Titan. Yeah, Titan, I will say, I mean, the Makar one, I mean, he still played 27 minutes last night. So obviously when he's out there, he's going to be giving it all that he can. But without him the first 2 games, that's a huge loss. Nate Dogg, hope he's okay. I saw people starting the chirps already. Enjoy the President's Trophy and your silver medal. Ooh, it's coming in. Stings me even. After watching all these different series, I'm convinced the Oilers would have been squashed by most of these teams from Northside Lou. I would agree. Yeah, I mean, you just look at how they were playing, and I probably would have had that takeaway, honestly, like throughout the regular season, like when you couldn't pull away in that division. Like maybe they're just not that good of a team this year. Maybe there's too much going against them. That being said, Vegas turned it on at the right time. Mostly healthy. Don't forget, Mark Stone missed the first 2 games. They found ways to win those games, right? Overcome the injuries. So the good teams will do that. It is funny, though, because I want to go back, Duke, actually, and look at the announcement of the Vegas Golden Knights on X or Facebook or any social media platform where they said we're hiring John Tortorella. And I bet you'd get some funny responses there. The people who said no chance, this will not work. And all of a sudden, it's working pretty good.
Reeks of desperation. Stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. This is the move. Whoa, stop with the big words. You're going to lose listeners. Correlation. Oh, Todd, I mean, that's
the number. It's the very first thing reportedly that you learn. You take a statistics class, excuse me. I don't recall that being the first thing I learned, but it is an important takeaway. Correlation does not mean causation.
It was deep. I liked it, though. Petrangelo from Kyle. Well,
they haven't had him all year.
Yeah, that's
but now that does matter because he's the team's number 1 defenseman. And they have other good guys. I mean, you bring in someone like Rasmus Anderson. You already shored up it last year with Noah Hannafin. And then, oh, by the way, Olympian Shea Theodore is still applying his trade back there. But as an all-around package, none of those guys are Alex Pietrangelo at his best, right? Like Shea Theodore, elite offensive guy, works a power play like among the very best, smooth skater, all these things. But defending is not his natural forte. And then Anderson, a little bit probably more of a balanced 2-way guy. Same thing, defending sometimes. Like he plays with tenacity, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's always in the right spot defensively, which I think has maybe been one of his biggest critiques as a player. And then Noah Hannafin, I just don't think the offensive upside is quite to the level of what Pietrangelo would bring to the table. So you're kind of trying to fill the hole with several different plugs rather than like how do you replace a guy who has at times been a Norris Trophy caliber top however many D-men in the league. And Father Time takes its toll on everybody, but to essentially just go from logging number 1 pairing minutes on a team that had Stanley Cup aspirations to probably not playing in the NHL, and you don't really know that if you're the Vegas Golden Knights to the full extent, yeah, it's a pretty tough hurdle to overcome, and you got to give him a lot of credit for doing so.
Do you think he's done?
That's
because it's hip injuries.
What they say.
Yeah, that's why obviously it's a big loss, but they've had time to overcome this one. Like I think
it gave them the opportunity to go and get Anderson.
Yeah,
right. Essentially, and like I said, Rasmus Anderson is not Alex Pietrangelo, but he's a top 4 defenseman that can help round out your group a little bit. And what's even crazier is that they're not really doing it with the full core, like Korzak and Coughlin. I mean, I think Korzak even had 2 points last night, but still, they're only 10-minute guys. They're not exactly logging super heavy minutes. The other element here, of course, is Braden McNabb, who is kind of steady Eddie as they come and physical and a true defender type. So they're good, but I don't see any of those 4 guys ever winning a Norris Trophy.
Kyle followed up. Do you guys think that if they win, Rasmus Anderson chases a contract or sticks around? He's 29 years old. I think you'd be silly not to talk to teams around the league.
Like hit the market. And then if you end up circling back to Vegas and say, yeah, these are the other offers that are out there. It's not that much more than you're willing to give. However it shakes down, right? But I'm with you. And we said the same thing, kind of, Connor, about a couple of the Oilers free agents, Jason Dickinson and Connor Murphy. I think the chances of them exploring the market and not being locked up here before July 1 hits, Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily very likely.
Because he was 4.55. Calgary retained half, I believe, on that. So
he's going to get a raise. I think, no doubt, because he's 29, right?
29, yes.
Yeah, he's getting a raise, no doubt. Now, what does that raise look like? Is a team paying him, $8 million AAV? Is that too much? I don't know. He's top 4 defenseman, in theory, kind of right in his prime. I mean, the Oilers are paying Jake Wallman $7.
Yeah, and for 7 years.
Yeah.
His agent is Claude Lemieux. Is that the same Claude Lemieux?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, he's represents a lot of players.
He does. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at his list right now. Timo Myers, Moritz Seider, Lindholm. Looks like he's got a good connection on the Swedes.
Loves the Swedes.
Good for him. I didn't even know he was an agent.
Oh, really?
No idea.
Ooh.
Is this common knowledge? No,
I kind of thought it was, but
not for me. I'm living under a rock.
You learned
apparently.
something new.
Yeah. It's a cool route for a player to take post hockey. Like, everyone's going scouting or team management coaching. Claude's going to the other side and getting his guys paid. So I'm sure he'll probably say, take a look around. Okay. Kyle had no clue either. So I wasn't alone.
All right.
There has to be at least 5 of us out there in the world that didn't know. Josh, did you know? He didn't know either. Okay. We're at 3. Duke's the minority in this room.
Shocker.
But you're the smart one, so that's the way it goes.
That's, heavy as the head that wears the crown.
That is what they say. We're also a week away from the friendly down in Edmonton, Canada and Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Canada released their camp roster and Alphonso Davies there. That's not a surprise to me. Like, just obviously the upside outweighs everything. Like, even if he's a fringe player and can't give you too much, you got to have your captain there. So, we'll wait and see. It wasn't great seeing what we were seeing out of Bayern Munich and leaving games. I don't know what the impact will be. There was no way to me, Duke, that he was going to be missing this one. I mean, he's been the face of the men's national program for 7 years now. He wasn't going to be missing this one, and he'll be doing all he can to get back out there. But it's going to be cool having the games in town here.
Are you hoping to go?
Of course, maybe. I don't know. I went to both the games prior, like the qualifying, and it was unbelievable, actually. What year was that? 2022?
I think so.
4 years ago. Must have been. Maybe it was 2021 leading up to it, because I think it was November. But it was unbelievable. Did you get out to any of those games?
No, I didn't.
They're fun.
I was kind of really thinking about wanting to go down to this one, whether it be just trying to get a ticket as a fan or maybe get credentialed if possible. But I'm back home on the first, doing some announcing for the 4-H show in Red Deer. So I'm not going to be available to make it back in time.
The first is a Monday.
Yeah.
You're not working that day?
No.
Oh.
Just a single day off.
Who's it going to be? Me and Donovan?
I think, Donovan is in for Declan for the next couple weeks. So I think Mac the Knife will be in here. The part's going to be
me and Josh?
You and Josh and Mac.
Nice.
You and Josh and Mac, I think.
Mac's got the CFCW truck out now, hey?
Yeah, she was out in Mayerthorpe Friday, St. Albert's Saturday, and then a couple different places Sunday that were maybe a little more out there. So, yeah, she's full swing for our friends down the hallway here.
It's funny.
Weekend road warrior.
Yeah, absolutely. She lives in the same neighborhood as my parents. So I saw her truck parked out front when I dropped the boy off today.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that is a nice truck. Maybe I can borrow it, take it for a spin. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll get to more text, let you know what's coming up on the Gregor Show and the Lowdown. It's Fantasy Frenzy brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Hear that? That's your entry calling. Go Auto is sending you to the biggest football event in the world, live in Vancouver, with tickets, flights, and a hotel stay for 2. To enter the contest, just text GAME to 780-777-7777. That's GAME to 780 all sevens. Go Auto, get in the game.
What a performance by Action Electrical today. Their projects team kicked things off, designing and building with unmatched skill.
Then the service team swoops in for those crucial repairs and maintenance. And don't forget the testing team, ensuring everything's safe and sound before the solar team scores with sustainable energy.
A complete team effort. Have Action Electrical bring home a win for you and your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff, before the first snap. It starts with you locking in your season seats. This is Edmonton Elks football. The only way to experience it is being there for every hit, catch, and touchdown. The Elks home opener kicks off June 20th against Montreal. Your season seats are your way in. Get yours now at goelks.com/season seats. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year.
Your all-access pass to the world of sports is Edmonton's only sports radio station.
From pre- and post-game hockey shows to in-depth analysis from your favorite commentators, the action never stops on Sports 1440.
Are you overwhelmed by debt and getting nonstop calls from creditors? It can feel like there's no escape. Debt doesn't have to be a life sentence. A single call can turn things around. My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO right here in Edmonton. I can help you become debt-free with a solution just for you. Let's put an end to those calls from creditors together. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to discover your debt-free future.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It's 11:41. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky online. WillHawkBeefJerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Go pay him a visit. Get it before puck drop tonight, or tip off, or first pitch. Best snack for sports. I promise you that. Coming up next, we got the Lowdown with Lowtide. It is Monday, so Jason Greger will join him, as will Thomas Hall. Talk some Blue Jays baseball. That's an interesting one. Duke takes him. Well, he leaves the game. Vlad gets hit in the elbow. He's got that huge elbow protector, but it doesn't help you when it hits the other elbow. He takes himself out of the game. Jays lose. They were on a 4-game winning streak, which was great. But now we'll have to see what happens. Got to find a way to keep winning. 2 out of 3. That is the best way to do it. Then on the Greger Show, today we're joined by... Well, we're trying to figure that all out. We were going to have Kevin Woodley. Someone came
TBD.
up. Yeah, so he's going to join us tomorrow instead. We should have Oliver Platt joining us, talk some soccer. We have Kara Romich coming on. She's going to join us to talk about kids sport, because today is Greger's Giving Game from 2 to 6. You can sign up to make a donation to help kids play sports in our community. There's 2 ways you can do it. The $300 donation in one spot, or $25 a month. That's what I've done the last few years. And then I leave my tax receipt out on the bar so people can see that I'm generous.
It's a brag. I believe that was the Andrew Walker accusation at one point.
I just didn't want it to get ruined. I wasn't trying to show off or anything.
He's trying to big dog us all. Classic con, man.
Maybe I should challenge everyone. Challenge you and Walks to join Greger's Giving Gang.
Walker, well, he might need kid sport help himself to get some reconstructive face surgery.
Yeah, he had a bad one.
He
right?
wore a puck right in the eye. A few stitches. He must be feeling okay. He texted me yesterday asking if I wanted to go golf.
He's back at it.
To which I said no. He's like, "Are you still hurt?" I said, "Very much so." He said, "Damn." He doesn't understand my plight, the struggle.
Tough to golf with a torn ACL.
Well, TBD, Connor. I got some imaging, and as instructed by a collection of listeners, you can look at your own imaging on your Alberta Health account, or not the imaging itself, but like the report that the technician or whomever kind of puts together for the residing doctor. And the ultrasound showed no tears. But
that's good.
Well, but unfortunately, an ultrasound is limited in what it can determine on certain ligaments in your knee, including an ACL, I think LCL and meniscus. But the MCL, it's just sprained. So that's good.
Well, I guess we'll just wait and see what happens.
Thank you. Wait and see. We will. I'll be sure to provide detailed updates as they come.
Yeah, follow me.
I know people love it.
Follow me on X. I'll put it out there. Great news.
Yeah,
It's just in.
Connor Halley, breaking news.
Insider.
Halley and Douglas out for the summer.
CJ EDM texted in, Vegas is proving everyone's point who said that hiring the proper coach for the Oilers won't make a difference. Case in point, Knights are on the way to the Cup and have only lost, 6 or 7 total games under Torts? I think with the right no-nonsense coach and some good offseason additions, this team can be right where they were last season. Thoughts? Of course, I agree. Yeah, they have to be the right moves and a good offseason. I totally agree. They have the top-end talent. Can they fill the pieces around it? Can they have the right leader? Yeah, of course. Do they have a good guy who can stop the pucks? That's kind of crucial too. But yeah, the right coach can do that. I'm interested. Like, had this been over an 82-game schedule, what would it be like? Would the message wear thin? But for right now, it's working perfect.
So, Connor, just sticking with this Oilers offseason topic for a moment, and specifically, the coach hire, which is top of mind for a lot right now because of Tortorella in Vegas and the team in general being 1 win away from getting back to a Cup final. We are now May 25th. If you're the Edmonton Oilers, are you content to sit here and wait as long as it takes to get permission to hire Bruce Cassidy? Even if that means through the end of the Stanley Cup final without a coach hired?
Yeah, I think by the draft, I'd probably like to have a guy in place. But then, they always don't have a first round pick. You trust your scouts. That guy's probably not going to be around when those guys make the NHL. If you believe that Cassidy's the guy, obviously you're going to be conducting interviews elsewhere. And I think that the Oilers' job is so enticing that some guys might hold off on other teams until they hear back.
So you think that even these other vacancies, the Oilers' job needs to be the first domino to fall?
Not necessarily, but
I'm let's just take Vancouver for example.
If I'm Lavalette and I'm Vancouver wants to hire me, I'm yeah, I'll get back to you.
Yeah, but what if LA wants to hire? They make an offer to Peter Laviolette and he's like, yeah, but the Oilers said they're interested. Does it matter at all to that coach saying the only reason I know that they're trying to keeping me on the fishing line here is because they want to hire someone else more than me.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point you say, F them. I'm going to go to the team that wants me as their number one choice.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's a risk you
and
taking.
You take a little bit of the certain or the like you said, risk out of it. Give yourself a little more certainty, as opposed to left be standing there all of a sudden where you don't have a job for yet another NHL season. So yeah, I'm just I think I might be talking about where I was the minority of knowledge about Claude Lemieux's agent work. I think I'm kind of in the minority here where I don't think the Oilers should be so patient. If they have an interview with Peter Laviolette or Craig Berube or anyone else for that matter, and it checks the boxes for you, just hire them.
I would agree. Yeah. If you go through it and you're you know what, we believe this is the guy. But I think this process is too important for the Oilers and the elephant in the room, Connor McDavid, that you can't just be well, this might take another week.
Crap, we need to hire somebody. No, 100%.
Like, you have to get the right guy.
And I definitely don't want it to come across that that's what I think they should be doing. But there are other good candidates, at least from the outside looking in. And we're obviously not sitting in on these interviews, or if these interviews are even happening, if they're kind of soft touch and base type things or more hard drilling. What do you want to do with this team? How do you fix these problems that exist for our organization? Whatever. But yeah, just this looming cloud of when or if Bruce Cassidy will become available to you. And then I think we're all in agreement that the Oilers seem like the best fit from his side as well in terms of wanting to win another Stanley Cup as quickly as possible. LA has those aspirations, sure, but I don't think anybody could look at them right now and say they're as close as Edmonton would be, if for no other reason than 97 and 29 and even number 2.
Yeah.
Right? With all the other flaws the team may have withstanding. So it's just such a tightrope that I think they're walking here to decide, do you wait? What are the risks of waiting too long versus, if Bruce Cassidy doesn't become available or he does decide to go somewhere else, will these other names still be there? And are they going to be as happy knowing that essentially they were second, even maybe third choice?
Yeah. I mean, and I think you say them just on a professional level. We just want to do all our due diligence. We want to interview everyone we possibly can.
Right.
It's not a slight at you. We think very highly of you and you're in the running, but we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't speak to everyone.
Right.
But yeah. I can understand like that, if you're Laviolette, you're like, okay, that's great. I have an offer in LA, going to live on the beach. See ya. And there's a risk to it, right? Matt Leduc says if Vegas wins the cup, then the second round pick that they gave to Calgary becomes a first. They might end up paying 2 firsts and Zach Whitecloud for a defenseman who really hasn't been a deciding factor in their run. As a Flames fan, kind of giddy about that. Yeah, I mean, it'll be a late first, obviously, but nonetheless, another first.
And the reality is if they win the cup, which is what needs to happen for this, contingency to follow through. Like, it has to be cup winners, not just make the final, turn to first. Vegas doesn't care.
Yeah.
Flags fly forever.
Exactly.
Right?
They got what they wanted.
And I'll be honest with you, Matt, I can see where you're coming from. Like, hasn't been a deciding factor. Well, he's playing top 4 minutes on a team that is essentially only using 4 defensemen. So he's absolutely been a factor. He's not a game breaker. He's not a shutdown that's playing every single minute against Nathan McKinnon and putting him in a blender. Yeah, that's not what's going on. But to say that he hasn't been a big factor, I think is underselling a little bit, because he's logging heavy minutes on a team that's really leaning on the top 4 and not using their third pairing very much.
By 2028, that pick might not even be late. I just feel like Vegas will just keep recycling, just finding ways to be competitive, but it's possible. Travis says, hey guys, is there a wide receiver that might be a breakout this upcoming season? Who's your hidden gem? Off the top of my head, Luther Burden with the Bears. The problem is they need a lot of weapons they can throw the ball to, but I like him. Matthew Golden with the Green Bay Packers. They've lost a couple of receivers, so that could be a guy. I think, Duke, you and I probably have like the same expectations, but Emeka Egbuka out of Tampa Bay, he had like 900 receiving yards last year, 6 touchdowns. I think,
and a lot of that was off a very hot start, and
Yeah.
then cooled pretty substantially down the stretch.
I could see him getting like 1,208. But I mean, I just feel like that's going to be like his career. A deeper sleeper, Jack Besh with the Raiders. I think they're pretty high on him. A 4th round pick last year, I believe, out of TCU. Obviously, they weren't very good last year, but I think Kirk Cousins probably unlocks a little more out of him. Then again, you got Bowers and Gentis who are going to take up a lot of targets, but there's a couple like former 1st round picks that I think that could potentially really break out onto the scene this year.
And I don't know if these count as breakout because they had good years, but it's almost more bounce back, and guys that I think their value really cratered this past season. And that's in Brian Thomas Jr. and Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
In particular. Right now, Coleman, he's got a little bit more competition there all of a sudden with a guy like DJ Moore, but does that actually help him a little bit? And I've seen some clips of him talking at OTAs and things saying like, yeah, I sucked last year. I need to be better. I want to be better. I know I can be better. Like, the talent is all there. It seems like it's a between the ears thing a little bit for him. And then with BTJ down in Jacksonville, man, we were talking about this guy going into last season is like, could he building off what he did as a rookie, be like top 5 fantasy receiver this year. He had an awful season.
I picked him at number 2. I did. He could be the second best receiver.
Oh, brutal. So I may call me naive and just, a little bit of a hope play there, but I would definitely be more willing to lean in on BTJ than I would Coleman, but I'm also not quite ready to completely write off Keon Coleman like maybe Brandon Bean was when firing Sean McDermott. So those would be a couple names. And then after that, I think Luther Burden's a great one, a really good one. And then, you know what, Connor? There's one name. You already sent him to me in a DM from Steelers training camp. Roman Wilson. Book it. He's doing it this year.
It's his time.
It's his time. Because the tweet was, I can't even remember who's what beat reporter, whomever put it out there, was like, really smart of Roman Wilson to take over Kenneth Gainwell's number, so Aaron Rodgers just throws it to him out of default. Smart play.
Yeah.
We knew how much Rodgers loved the Gainwell dump offs last season.
It worked. And hey, when you have a veteran quarterback, if it works, he'll keep doing it. Keon Coleman, his rookie year, with 556 and 4 touchdowns, we're like, that's not a bad start. This year, he had 9 more receptions, 150 less yards. His average went from 19.2 to 10.6. Still has had 4 touchdowns. Brian Thomas Jr., his bad year was still 700 receiving yards, just 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off a year where he had 1,200 receiving yards and 10 scores. So, yeah, that was a bit of a drop off. They made some trades, brought in, who did they bring in?
The Jags?
The Jags. Why can't I think of his name?
Like at a receiver spot?
Yeah, they traded for him. Was it from the Raiders?
Like Jacoby Myers?
Jacoby Myers. That's the guy. All
Well-
I could think of was Keelan Cole for some reason. I don't think he's played there for years. Parker Washington had a good year too, actually.
He did, yeah.
So now you got Travis Hunter who's going to spotlight as well. They got some pieces there. A lot of people, though, did not like their draft. And they lost Travis Etienne. So Tootin at running back could actually be a breakout player. If you're looking at that route, he'll be going into year 2. The running back out of Virginia Tech. That music means we're done. We'll do it again tomorrow, 11 o'clock, 23-hour break. Up next, Lowdown Flow Tide. We'll talk some Jays, Oilers, and more with Gregor and Thomas Hall. Then from 2 to 6, Jason Gregor Show. It's a Gregor's Giving Game. We'll be trying to raise money for Kids Sport. You can make a $25 monthly donation and help a kid play sports. So keep it locked here on Sports 1440 if you want to do some good. Get that credit card ready, and we'll raise some money for a great cause in our city. For the Duke and Fenwick, I'm Connor Halley. Check the podcast if you missed it. Right now, let's get to a Sports 1440 update with Brandon, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
NHL's Eastern Conference Final resuming tonight as the series shifts to Montreal between the Habs and the Carolina Hurricanes, tied at 1 game apiece. Puck drop coming just after 6 o'clock from the Bell Center. Memorial Cup continuing group play in Kelowna. OHL champion Kitchener Rangers taking on the WHL champion Everett Silvertips. Both teams 1-0 so far on the week. And the IIHF Men's World Hockey Championships this morning. USA keeps their medal round hopes alive with a 7-3 win over Hungary, and the Norway team surprised the Czechs, defeating them 4-1. Still to come, Germany will play Great Britain, and Slovenia taking on Italy. In the association tonight, New York Knicks try to punch their ticket through the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999, taking on the Cavaliers with a 3-0 series lead. Tip-off at 6 from Ohio. And in the majors, the Blue Jays open a set against the Marlins this afternoon from downtown Toronto. First pitch coming just after 5 o'clock. Trey Savage on the hill for the Bluebirds. You can catch that game right here on Sports 1440. Joined in progress at the conclusion of the Jason Gregor Show. Elsewhere, Memorial Day south of the border, so several games already underway, including the Cubbies and Pirates, Orioles, and Rays. Still to come, Phillies take on the Padres. Colorado's in SoCal against the Dodgers, and Seattle plays the Athletics. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Brandon Douglas, your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440.